Alright, hello once again. This is Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College. Yesterday, being Friday the 13th, was a little bit of a weird day, as you all know. So what I'm going to try to do is explain to you what I tried to explain to you yesterday and really failed kind of miserably at. So, what we're going to do is we're going to attempt to do what we did yesterday. So I'm going to come out here and we had that Contoso, let's see, I've got a bunch of these here. I got a DB1st. Let's just do this. Alright, I'm going to right mouse click and I'm going to create a folder called Demos. Okay, there it is. Okay, and inside of the Demos folder, I'm going to create another folder that says ContosoUniversity DBF for DatabaseFirst. I'm following the same steps that I did yesterday. In fact, and just in case, I'm going to call it DBF2 because I may have that project already created. So I'm just going to follow through this on the steps, hopefully do them right today, and hopefully let you know where I screwed up yesterday. All right. Let me just get this back. So I'm going to go out to github.com/new, which brings me here. All right. So I'm going to come in and create a new repository, and I'm going to call this ContosoUniversity DB2. All right. For the description, I don't even remember what we had yesterday, but it was something like this is a practice demo showing both entity framework 6+ and Git. That's fine. We're going to make it private. We are going to initialize it with a README. We are going to go down to git ignore down here, and I'm going to again type in Visual Studio, which is one word. Choose Visual Studio. We don't really need a license. I just wanted to show that to you. So what I'm going to do is, let's see, I'm trying to follow my steps. So, all right, so let's click the Create Repository button. Okay. Now, once we've done that, if we go to our project here, what you'll see is we have what in here? We've got this, which is our README file. All right, and what was it? It was what we put in there for the description, correct? And the name that we gave it. We'll change that name a little bit later. I can also go into the git ignore, and it's going to show me in there all of the files that indeed now will be ignored by the system. Okay, I don't think we need to see that anymore. I believe that should be okay at least. All right, so we've got those two files. Everything's cool so far. Now, if we wanted to make changes, we could make them on the repository here, which is kind of just basically looked at as like being the server, but it really is a repository. So we could do that, but we're not going to. All right. Instead, again, we're going to find the button here that says clone or download. I'm going to click it, and I'm going to click right here so I can copy the URL. All right, so that was the next thing that I wanted to do. We are going to choose to clone this. All right, now to start showing you where I screwed up yesterday, here's my demos. Here's my Contoso University 2. What I did yesterday, all right, was I was under here, under the Contoso University 2, I right mouse clicked and chose Git Bash here. I was down one level too far. I want to literally be under demos, and I want to right mouse click and I want to choose Git Bash here. All right. So I'm at the Git Bash command line. I can make this a little bit bigger, and I can also make it higher here. You know, there we go. So just so you can read it. And I'm going to type in here, like we did yesterday, git clone, and then I'm going to copy in. Oh, I thought I had it. No, I don't. Oh, it's always forget. I've got to right mouse click and choose paste, and there it is. So that's what I'm trying to clone my repository. All right. So let's see. Okay. Now I'm going to do a CD to what I just created. In other words, to Contoso, CD to ContosoUniversity DBBF2, the one we had. And I'm going to do an ls to see what's in there. And notice, there's my README file. All right. So that's good. That worked. That's something we did not get yesterday. Now, if I type in get status, it says the branch is up to date with origin master. Origin master is literally, all right, that is what's in the repository. It says there's nothing to commit and the working tree is clean. All right. Well, the good news is I've already gone through the first 12 steps that I wanted to go through, and so far at least no problems. So I'm going to start up Visual Studio now and hopefully again do this the right way. Oh, just so you know too, I could have come in here, I'm just trying to show you this for completeness sake, I could have come in here and said git pull. And what that would do, it should say already up to date. Good. Because it's telling me that I am up to date with the master that is out on the repository. Okay? All right. So we're coming in here. As we did yesterday, we're going to create a new project. And as I showed you, you can either choose blank solution from here. You can work your way down in here and find blank solution. Or probably the easiest way is to just type in the word blank right there. All right. And there's blank solution. Okay. So I'm going to click next. All right. Now, I want to call this the same name as the one that I've been using. So again, it is, just so I'm sure that I'm using the same name, I'm going to copy it. All right. So it is ContosoUniversity DBF2, and the location all right, what we want is desktop, but under the desktop, again, I was wrong yesterday. We want it right under what we've been using, which is demos. I think yesterday I put it under here. That was just dumb. All right. So we've got the right place. So in other words, the name and the location are correct. Now, we want to then click create. Okay, so create our new project. Now, let's see if we did this correct. You can see we've got the ContosoUniversity DB2. That's great. But if we look here and we look under ContosoUniversity 2, there is our project. There is our README. There is our git ignore. So as of right now, everything is in the right place. And that's what we wanted. All right, now I'm going to go back into here in my git bash window, and I'm again going to type in git status. Notice what it says. Your branch is up to date with the origin master, but I have untracked files. All right. In other words, I've got this solution file that I haven't done anything with. All right. Again, I'm just trying to follow what I'm working on. So right now I've got, for lack of better words, an untracked change. Now, I could go in and just commit it right there. But again, if I go out to Team Explorer right here, Team Explorer, and if you don't see it, you might not, you click View and you find in here Team Explorer because it should be in there. It's the second one. There it is. All right. Now, if I click on Changes, it shows me what the change is right there. All right. Now, unlike Git Bash, what the Team Explorer does is it assumes that everything in the project is staged unless you tell it otherwise. So to totally take control, what we're going to do is right mouse click on this file right here, and we're going to tell it that we want it to be staged, which moves it from the change area to the stage area. So changes to staged change. See that? All right. Now also notice we've got this yellow box up here. This is very similar to when you're working with regular Git, so to speak, and you type in git commit space, -m, and you give it a message. That's what we're going to do in here right now. Now, a couple things about this. All right, a couple things about what we're working on right now. The first thing, this is meant to be 80 characters wide, no more, no less. What's here where it says this is a commit message, as soon as we start typing, I believe it's going to be replaced. See that? All right. So the first line should be the heading, all right, or the title for your commit. So I'm going to type in here, literally I'm going to type in here, ContosoUniversity DBF2 initial commit. All right. So that's the first thing. Okay. So don't rely on word wrap if you start typing. Rather, when you get close to the end of the line, hit enter. After you put in your title, hit enter twice. Then put in your description. Something like added the blank solution file for the, let's just hit enter here, for the, just so we got enough room, Contoso University DBF2 application. All right, so I've got all that stuff in there. Now I want to click here where it says commit staged. Okay, and I'm going to click here where it says commit staged. Now notice what we have here. All right, we've got three options. It says commit staged, it says commit staged and push, where not only should it commit it, but it should try to push it back up to our server, and we've got commit staged and sync. I'm going to actually choose the third one here, but in fact I'll choose the first one, commit staged. All right, now it gave me a number here, that's its tracking number, and it tells me that I should click sync to share my changes with the server. So I'm going to do that right now. All right, now that may take anywhere from a couple seconds to maybe a minute or so. All right. So I'm going to go back then to my actual project, to the project back here, and you look and you go, oh, there's nothing changed. All right. Notice initial commit 12 minutes ago. I'm going to refresh. All right. And, oh, that doesn't look right to me. Let's see. Doesn't like something, which means I might have skipped a step. So I'm going to double check to be sure. Oh, we did that. Repository, hit the refresh button. You should see your changes. Well, I don't, so I'm going to jump back here again. All right. Have synced. All right, ContosoUniversity initial commit just now. Okay. I am going to click right here where it says, I think that says push. All right. It says pushing the current branch. I'm going to give it a second. Sometimes it'll keep showing it and showing it and showing it like it's still working. All right. But probably, at least, it is already synced. Successfully posted. So let's go back and look one more time. All right. And I'm going to, don't notice, 13 minutes, 13 minutes. I'm going to refresh. Well, hot dog. ContosoUniversity initial commit 2 minutes ago. It actually did take it. For whatever reason, it was just not showing up there. All right. So now we've done that. Last thing we're going to do here, because I wanted to make sure this was around 15 minutes long. Well, I'm already over that. Let's say we try to keep it 20 minutes or so. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to make a change on this side, and I'm going to then pull it basically back down through to the local one. So I'm going to click the pencil here. Okay, I'm going to click the pencil. I'm going to click on here. I think it took it, but I'm not sure. There we go. Contoso space University space. All right. Just so it looks a little nicer. That's just the heading. It has nothing else to do with anything. So this is a practice demo showing both Entity Framework 6 Plus and Git. Looks good to me. All right. Now I can preview my changes right here, and it shows me what it was and what it'll be now. All right. And after I do that, I can come down here and commit them. So I can come down here and I can commit the changes. So I'm going to say here updated readme.md file. All right. And for the extended explanation, all I'm going to say is, just to keep it simple here, is completed, let's just say, changed the project, changed the readme.md title so that it displayed in proper English. I know it's a very simple change, but just so you see that, okay? Now, we've got our choice. We can commit it directly, which is what we want to do. But if we wanted to, we could create a branch if we were going to start making other changes. I'm not going to, so I'm going to click Commit Changes right here. All right, boom. Okay. Now, let's go back to the local machine. So let's go back to our project here. All right. And in fact, let's bring up right here, let's bring up our git bash, and let's type in git status. You may or may not know this, but if I type in clear here, okay, it makes it a little easier to work with. So git status. Notice it says your branch is up to date. Well, it's really not. All right. But for whatever reason, the git bash has a problem keeping up when I'm going this way. So I'm going to go to the Team Explorer, and I'm going to choose here fetch. All right. And after I do that, I'm going to choose pull. So fetch and pull. And notice, well, it had showed it earlier that it made the change. Now, how do we know if it made the change or not on here? How do we know? Well, the easiest way is to come back into here, into our git bash. All right. And I can say here Notepad++. I think it'll grab that editor. But I want the readme.md file. Oh, it doesn't recognize Notepad++. How about Notepad? You see how I've got my spaces here and here? So there is a space there now. There is a space there now. So in other words, I've got my changes. All right? So I plan on doing this with you, with the class on Monday. Then I plan on going through everything that's in that database first, even though that's going to put us a little bit farther behind than where I want to be. And I'm hoping we can do that in an hour or so. When we get done with that, we're jumping into Chapter 7 in the book. All right? Sorry I had the problem yesterday. I'm glad it went smoother today. Look forward to going through this with you on Monday. Have a good weekend.